see everything in my room and it's really bothering me. Hey guys, thanks for coming back to my channel. I have kind of a different video to talk to you guys about today. I wanted to talk about my experience with Accutane. A little while ago I did a video, it was about 7 or 8 months ago. I did a video about my Accutane experience and what was going on while I was on it and the products that I used. It was mostly kind of like a tips video, but now I finished up my last dose, I believe like the end of November, the beginning of December. It is now June, the middle of June. The time goes by so fast. So it's actually been about a year since I started the process, and so I just wanted to kind of share my experience for those who may be on it right now or getting ready to go on it. I did a whole lot of research before I started because it is kind of a crazy medicine and a lot can happen to you, but you know, you have to take the good with the bad and it gets rid of your acne. So this is kind of a video out of my norm. If this is not really for you, I'm sorry. Hopefully next week we'll be back to more normal videos, but let's be honest, I never make the same kind of video, so it doesn't. that's just me. But if you are new here or you just clicked on this video because of my Accutane story, hi, I'm Holly and I'm gonna tell you how I got rid of my acne. This is so excited. I actually have notes today. Like I never have notes because I'm always really scatterbrained, but let's get into this. For those of you who don't know, Accutane or isotrocin, I think that's what like the official medical name is a medicine that you can take if you have bad acne that you just can't get rid of. It is usually about a 5-month process. You take 2 capsules every day for 5 months, and it is kind of notorious for its bad side effects that it gives you, but if it works, you should have no more redness, no more oily skin, no more acne. I started getting pretty bad acne around the age of probably like my junior year of high school, the very end. Up until then I had like little spots, but you know, like every teenager has little acne spots. But I started like right here on my cheeks, I started getting just this redness that was like underneath the skin and it wouldn't go away. And I tried like all these acne washes, and then I just started getting like progressively more and more oily and more spots like throughout my senior year of high school, and so like at the end of the year, it was just bad. I was oily, my skin, my face hurt. I was always complaining about my skin. I always had breakouts. I was just trying to keep it clean. I just didn't know what was causing it. Around the end of high school, I joined the track team, so I was doing practices and meets like I think it was like 4 days a week, and I was just so self-conscious about my skin. I always had to try to put something on, and if you are a runner and you probably understand, getting sweaty with makeup on your face is just not comfortable. And I really wish I was like the other girls who had clear skin, but I always felt like I had to cover it up, and I did a pretty good job of covering it up. I don't think people really knew how bad it was, like, because most of it was like underneath the skin. I did obviously have lots of bumps and I started getting pretty oily, but a lot of my friends would tell me that they didn't even know I had bad acne or anything like that, because I would just always keep it covered up. And so I just thought that was it, and I thought maybe in my 20s my skin will clear up, but for now this is just the skin I have, and it stunk, and I wish I had clear skin, but I couldn't figure out what to do. And then last, I think it was like May, so this is like about a year ago, a little bit over, my dad suggested I just go to the dermatologist and see what they could do. So in June I went to the dermatologist's office. He said I would be a good candidate for Accutane, but the way Accutane works is you can't get pregnant on it because it causes serious birth defects, and so you have to wait a month before you start the medicine and then take a pregnancy test, and then every month you have to take a pregnancy test. So the month that I was waiting to get on Accutane, he prescribed me an antibiotic and an avobenzo cream. Avobenzo, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's just a topical cream. and I did it for a month. It did nothing. It really didn't help. I'll insert a picture of the day I went to the dermatologist and then a month later. I don't really feel like either the medicine or the cream helped. It kind of made it worse. You can kind of tell in the pictures my skin seems more inflamed and more angry. He also told me to go get some Cetaphil to wash my face with, and I do think that helps with the oil part, yeah, I was just so ready to start, and so I started on Accutane, and the first couple months, first of all, I expected better results. I've seen a lot of people's videos online and pictures. They like their first week, their skin clears up crazy, like amazing. That didn't happen. It just seemed like my face was more red and more. It was kind of like it has to get worse before it gets better, that kind of thing. And also kind of surprised that I didn't have any like really bad symptoms. The very first symptoms I had the first couple of months was my scalp was super dry and my joints hurt, and I fended the scalp being dry. I just used jojoba oil, and the joint part I just try to stay active and drink lots of water, and it seemed to help. So I started in July, so August, September, October. So around October time, I did start to see more of the bad symptoms happening. I would get little dry patches of skin, like my whole entire body wasn't dry, but just little patches was dry. And my lips were so dry. I always had some kind of lip moisturizer around, and that was like the first few symptoms, which aren't bad. They are kind of annoying and a nuisance, but I knew I was getting clearer skin, so it was okay. And I'll insert more pictures of my skin throughout those first couple of months. As you can tell, it is a super slow process. I honestly expected quicker results, and that it's kind of rough because you are going through those symptoms and you're not seeing anything happening, and you just feel like what if I'm the one like exception that this doesn't work on? Because I know like I do have friends who've had to go on it 2 or 3 times, and while I was going through it, and now after I'm off of it, I will tell you I will never go on it again. It was just a lot. I'll also say I did have chest acne and acne on my shoulders and back, and within the first couple months those went away like that, and they haven't not come back. It was just my face that was super difficult. During those first couple months, it was late summer and I had very sun sensitive skin. The windows in my car aren't tinted, and just driving around with the sun coming through my window, my arm would get burned. It would hurt really bad. Like anytime the sun touched my skin, I just felt like I was getting a sunburn. I really just avoided the sun for the most part the end of the summer because I was afraid of getting like permanent sun damage. So just a couple of my symptoms and some that you may expect. I already said the dry skin, dry hair, joint pain, dry lips. This one's weird, but I felt like it made my hair grow super fast, which isn't a bad thing, but it was something that like I noticed my hair was growing really fast. The worst one that I'll say was the nosebleeds. They would just come on all of a sudden. You'd just be like walking around doing your thing, and it felt like your nose was starting to run, and then it's just like all of a sudden just blood, and it was like it would gush, and just like it was so much blood. One time I was with my friend Rachel when it happened. If you've seen any of my other videos, you'll know who Rachel is. And I was just in the car, like I had like my hands were full of blood, and she had to like pull over really quick, run into a gas station, grab napkins, and run out. And I was like, what do I do with it? And so I just like dropped it on the ground, and she got so nauseous. She was like about to throw up. And so anytime I will go like this or like act like I may have a nosebleed coming on, and she freaks out. Sorry, Rachel. Thankfully, as soon as I got off the medicine, the nosebleed stopped. It's just where my dermatologist explained, it's just where your nose gets super dry and it just starts bleeding, especially during the colder months, which this was like November, December time is when the nosebleeds really kicked up. So to fend off the dryness, I talked about this in my last Accutane video. I will link it in a card above if you are interested. I just use lots of lotion, lots of moisturizers, always kept myself moisturized to the best of my ability, and I fended it off. So if you were proactive about it and you're not lazy and you take care of yourself, it's not that bad. It's definitely not as bad as some people make it out to be, and I have like dry skin anyway, so I think it's just all, as long as you can stay on top of it, it's not nearly as bad. So when my 5 months of Accutane were up, I went back to the dermatologist, because you have to go once a month to the dermatologist and once a month to get blood drawn. And my skin, I wasn't breaking out anymore, but I still was just so red here, and I had lots of acne scars like right around here. And when my dermatologist said I was done, I was like, wait, what? Like, I'm still red. And he's like, oh yeah, that'll fade. Just like give it like a couple weeks, a month or so, it'll fade away. You're done. Like, you did great. And I was just like, okay. Like, yeah, I think I have some pictures of like near the end, and it just kind of looked like how it did at the beginning, just a little faded. And so super skeptical. So that's kind of how it was after that, from January to I think it was like March or April. I was just kind of red. It just looked the same. And I just kept doing what I was doing. I'm washing my face with Cetaphil, moisturizing it with Cetaphil, going about my business. I didn't really have any breakouts apart from if I would switch to a new product or something that my skin didn't like. I realized I actually do have sensitive skin, which is something I didn't know because I was just breaking out for everything. But yeah, I actually have sensitive skin, and anytime I would break out, it would just be because of that, and as soon as I stopped using that product, it would go away. But I will tell you, every time I break out, I do have a freak out, and I think that the medicine has like didn't do its job, and I'm gonna like get acne again. But yeah, so I went back for like a 3-month checkup in March or April, I can't really remember, and I was like, hey doc, I'm still red. And so he prescribed another avobenzone topical cream, but this one was like a higher percentage of the medicine, and I started using that, which I can't really tell you if it helped or not. I didn't really see a difference, and I actually stopped using it when we went on vacation in May, because they tell you not to get out in the sun when you have it on your face. And that week it seemed like my skin really like started mellowing out, got a lot less red. So I don't know if my skin is like sensitive to the avobenzone or what. But what really topped it all off and what's brought us to today with very, very minimal underneath the skin like scarring or anything was one day I was putting on my everyday moisturizer, and I remembered last summer when I would put sunscreen on my face, my skin would just like really get sensitive, and like all my acne would just like be more painful. And I was like, I wonder if I'm sensitive to the sunscreen in my moisturizer. So this is the one I was using, the Cetaphil Daily Facial Moisturizer. This moisturizer, the sunscreen that is in it, is avobenzone and Accutane. I'm saying that so wrong. I'll add it. I'll like put it down here so you can see what I actually mean. And I've heard some things that like you're supposed to avoid avobenzone, and so I don't know if that's what it is. I personally haven't done much research on it, but anyway, I switched to the CeraVe Daily Facial Moisturizer, which does not contain any avobenzone in it. And after I did that, within like the first week, my skin has got considerably less red, and basically I am acne free. So that brings us full circle to what happened while I was on Accutane. 1 year later, what I can say about my experience with Accutane: it was difficult, it was awkward, having to go see your dermatologist every week or every month, and having awkward talks about staying abstinent and not getting pregnant while on this medicine. You had to get a needle stuck in your arm every month. But overall, it was so worth it. I'm so grateful I got to do this, because now I have clear skin and I just have so much more confidence, and I can play with makeup and not worry about breaking out, and I just feel better. Not to say I didn't feel like if I had acne I wasn't beautiful, but it was just something that really bothered me about myself, and I'm just so grateful. that I now have clear skin, and for the near future, I've got clear skin. So, I hope this video helped you a little bit if you're getting ready to start Accutane, or you're on Accutane and you just don't feel like you're seeing results, or you're worried about the symptoms. I hope this kind of gave you some peace of mind. I think you will do great and you'll be so happy with the results. If you are on Accutane, leave me a comment below if you have any questions. I'll try to answer that. Will be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. If you want to find me on social media, you can find me at simplyhollye, just like it's spelled here. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. And other than that, I will see you for my next video next week. Bye!